Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. On today's show, we're taking a closer look at the macroeconomy and a trifecta of factors that are poised to create massive price inflation here in the West. A critical shortage of containers is driving up shipping costs and delays of goods purchased from China. The pandemic and uneven global economic recovery has led to this problem cropping up in Asia, although other parts of the world have been hard hit as well. Many desperate companies wait weeks for containers and pay premium rates to get them, causing shipping costs to skyrocket. This affects everyone who needs to ship goods from China, but particularly e-commerce companies and consumers. They might bear the brunt of these higher costs. Containers from Asia would normally be returned full with exports from the US, Canada, or Europe. But there's such a shortage of containers that the owners of these containers are not willing to keep them in the West for even a few days. These containers are being turned around empty. We're already facing a massive trade deficit with China that's now being amplified by the container shortage. But it begs the question, if the world had enough containers in the past, why is there a shortage now? Where did the containers all go? Many of the containers are stranded in the West. Oddly enough, I've seen prices for used shipping containers in Canada drop to about $1,400. That's about half of what they were even a year ago. They still exist, but they're in the wrong place, and somehow they don't know how to get them back to Asia. Manufacturing of new containers slowed during the pandemic, and it's further amplified the problem. So shipping costs have tripled in a very short time. We've seen oil prices now up at $60 a barrel. U.S. oil production is down by a third compared with this time last year, making the U.S. far more dependent on imports of expensive foreign oil. This will widen the already large trade deficit even further. I predict that oil prices are heading even higher this year. $80 is easily within sight, and $90 to $100 oil is not out of the question. The rising price of oil will widen the trade deficit once again, and there can only be one outcome from such a large trade deficit, and that's the fall in value of the US dollar against the other major currencies, including the Canadian dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen. When that happens, the direct impact to consumers is an increase in price for all those imported goods. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 percentage points. I'm expecting a 10 to 15% drop in value of the dollar compared with major trading currencies against the US dollar. We're about to experience a surge in prices at the same time that we have a weak economy. This is the textbook definition of stagflation written all over it. Many Western countries have completely lost the capacity to manufacture certain products. We're completely reliant on low-cost products coming from Asia. Out of the top 10 manufacturers of shipping containers, only one is based in the US. 5 of the largest are from China, 1 from Denmark, 1's in Singapore, 1 in the UK, and 1 in India. So manufacturing more shipping containers here in the US is probably not going to happen anytime soon. In the past week, I was assisting my neighbor who moved back to Finland from Canada. He had a few items to ship. Normally, a container would have cost about $1,800 to send across the Atlantic. He had quite a few things he wanted to send. Today's price is $6,000. UPS quoted $7,000 to ship just 8 boxes totaling 200 pounds by air. And finally, air cargo with a major airline was priced at $960, and that was the chosen path. See, containers coming from Asia right now are being priced at $6,000 instead of the usual $1,200. That means that many products are experiencing shortages and price increases. 90% of the world's global trade is transported by ship. At the same time, we have a bottleneck in shipping. Global air travel is down 90%. That means a huge reduction in global air cargo capacity. Some airlines have responded by converting parts of their fleet from passengers to air cargo. The logistics arm of Alibaba launched a container booking service a few weeks ago in response to the acute shortage. For those of you who are looking to build new construction homes, renovations, or build apartments, this is something to pay close attention to. You could experience shortages of materials, which would cause a cascade of delays and rising costs. If you planned labor that can't get their work done due to shortages, you can expect significant delays. Material shortages cause larger buyers to order extra so they don't get caught short. If a supplier says they can only deliver 90% of an order, the usual response is to order 20% extra in order to ensure security of supply. Eventually, the supply chain returns to normal and the extra inventory's got to be reduced. And when it's time to reduce inventory, the orders drop to zero for a period of time. This is the natural cyclical nature of many supply chains. In the meantime, The government's busy claiming victory on the economic recovery that's been artificially created through the printing of monopoly money. As soon as the stimulus stops, so too does the illusion. The economy is like a hardcore drug addict completely dependent on its next hit of cocaine. As you think about that, expect higher prices for just about everything this coming year. What a mess. Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.